Hello and welcome to Non-Inkables. I don't know about you guys, but it feels like the speed at which we're getting new cards is very overwhelming. It's like drinking from a fire hose. So in this video, I will try my best to go through all of the new cards. I've checked and double checked that I have all the cards so far released up to today, which is July 26th. It's about noon Pacific time. So if cards come out after that, sorry, I can't see into the future. And if I miss cards, please let me know. All right, let's begin. Okay, so we will start with this Genie card in Aladdin. It is Genie main attraction. He is a 7-cost uninkable card in Amethyst and has 5/5 strength and willpower, quest for 2. His ability is Spectacular Entertainer. When this character is exerted, opposing characters can't ready at the start of their turn. So kind of like that, the card from set 1, where she can freeze characters so they can't ready at the start of their turn. However, this freezes your whole board, essentially. So I would say even more powerful than that Elsa card. It just doesn't quest for as much lore. If your opponent plays this against you, you could potentially play a rush card to get rid of the Genie. However, your characters would still have to wait till the next turn before they can ready because your turn has already started. So I think this is a very good card if you just need your opponent not to quest this turn, and if you quest next turn, you can win. I think this is a very good end game kind of card. Next, we have Iago, Fake Flamingo. He is a 4-cost inkable card in Emerald to 4 quest for 1 and is evasive. So I think with how popular Diablo is, this is definitely a card that can deal with Diablo. So he can get rid of Diablo and still survive because he has 4 willpower. And his ability is In Disguise. Whenever this character quests, you pay 2 ink less for the next action you play this turn. So you could potentially play like a Sudden Chill for free or like a Let the Storm Rage On for 1 instead of having to sing it. So essentially, it's almost as if when Iago quests, he acts as like a singer 2. Next, we have Blast from Your Past. This is a action song in Amber. So 6-cost uninkable card. And it says, name a card, return all character cards with that name from your discard to your hand. So kind of a new mechanic in that you can return things from your discard to your hand. We've had things like Chernobog before where you can return things from your discard into your deck, but not necessarily to your hand. I think the only things that we've had where you can return things from your discard to your hand actually is that Hades, that is an Amber. That's a 3/2, and he lets you return 1 character from your discard to your hand. This will be probably good if you play a deck that has a lot of the same named characters. So like a deck with maybe a lot of Stitches. So you could return like Rockstar Stitch, Stitch Surfer, Stitch New Dog, all to your hand with this card. It is uninkable, which is kind of not great, but it is a song and it's an Amber, which has all the singers. So at least be something else for that Ariel Singer 7 to sing besides Be Prepared. Next, we have Finders Keepers. This card, I think, was revealed at the DLC in Lil. A 5-cost inkable card in Amethyst is an action, and it just says draw 3 cards, which is, makes sense because you rub the lamp, you get the Genie, you get 3 wishes. This is like your 3 cards are your 3 wishes. And the flavor text is 3 wishes coming right up from Iago. I don't know how much this card will see play because you can draw 2 cards with friends on the other side and only cut 3. And is a song, so it can be sung. But if you really need like more cards, this could potentially be an option. Next, we have Hypnotic Strength, 2-cost inkable card. It is an action, and it says, draw a card. Chosen character gains Challenger +2 this turn. So I think this will be very, very good in Sealed, because anything in Sealed that lets you draw a card is great. And the fact that you get Challenger +2, I think, is also very good in Sealed. I'm not sure how good it will be outside of Sealed. I don't know if it's the most efficient thing to draw cards. And the flavor text here says, suddenly, Basil felt a strong desire to find the broken crown. So I assume he means the half-Hexwell crown. So the card that was in the Ursula's Lumineer's Quest game and is one of the cards that we knew that was in set 5, like pretty early on. I think everyone is after that crown. And then next we have this Jafar, Tyrannical Hypnotist, 6-cost inkable card in Steel, 0/7, but has Challenger 7. So when challenging, the character gets +7 strength. Quest for 2 and has Intimidating Gaze. Opposing characters with cost 4 or less can't challenge. So kind of like the Gantu card in set 1 that nobody chooses. That's a 7/7. Also has this like opposing characters, cost, blah, 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 can't challenge. I don't think this will get played much unless it's in a specifically like a Jafar deck. And even then, I'm not sure that it'll get played. And the flavor text here says, no one will keep me from the broken crown. So I assume he also means that half hexball crown that they're all after. And so that is it for Aladdin. Next, we have Alice. So far, just this one card, White Rabbit, Royal Herald in Amethyst. 3-cost inkable card, 3/4. It's a vanilla card, quests for 1. And his ability is, or his flavor text, I should say, is, oh me, oh my, did a piece just fall off the luminary? I've got to tell someone before it's too late, late. And he has this iconic little bugle and his pocket watch. And he's standing in front of a door that kind of looks like a Hobbit door. It's probably just Alice in Wonderland door. Yeah, so, vanilla card, whatever. I do like that he references a piece falling off the luminary because that happened in the trailer for set 5 as they're having their party, and all of a sudden a chunk just falls off the building. All right, next we have Beauty and the Beast as a franchise. So we have this song card from Beauty and the Beast called Ever Just the Same. I like that Lorcana is getting briefed in different languages first, and so this one is in Italian. So this is a song card, so obviously can be sung by a character with cost 2 or more, and it removes 2 damage from chosen characters. Next, in Beauty and the Beast, we have this Gaston card, Gaston Pure Paragon, a 9-cost uninkable card, 10/6. So a big old boy. He quests for 2, and his ability is a man among men. For each damaged character you have in play, you play 2 ink less to play this character. And he also has Rush. So potentially, if you have a bunch of damaged characters, you could play this for free, possibly. I think currently how most people play, they don't really leave damaged characters on the field, especially if they're playing against a Amber Ruby deck, because if you leave damage on the field, that's going to get healed by Juliet or Rapunzel, and then your opponent's going to get free cards. But I could see this maybe if you are playing against like Steel and they play that Tinkerbell, and so just does 1 damage to everybody, but it doesn't actually remove anybody, you could potentially play this. But the fact that it's uninkable and it's not even a shift, I don't know if it'll see that much play. I do like in a lot of the cards for this set, the background is that like, it's like the party background, I guess, with like confetti and fireworks and stuff that they showed in the trailer. It gives kind of like a unifying theme, I think, to all the cards. We do have this location card for Beauty and the Beast. It's called The Library, 3-cost inkable card. You can move there for 1, and it has 8 willpower, so like medium strong, maybe on the stronger side. And it is a gift for Belle. So the ability has, this location passively gets 1 lore, and it has Lost in a Book. Whenever a character is banished while here, you may draw a card. So I think you would probably play this location, move some peaks there, and then use those to attack. And then you can get a card every time. Like you were going to attack anyways, might as well attack from the library to get a card. I think it's pretty good. Not quite as good as Queen's Castle, since Queen's Castle's 4 and gets 2 passive lore and can also get you cards, although in a slightly different way, but still a pretty good card. And then last but not least, we have this action card in Beauty and the Beast, 3-cost inkable card, Who's With Me? Your characters get +2 strength this turn. And then also, whenever one of your characters with Reckless challenges another character this turn, gain 2 lore. So that's pretty cool. So it makes everybody stronger, similar to like Quickie, I would say, in Emerald, or like if you just happen to grab everybody in Amethyst. And then it does also have the ability to give your Reckless characters, which normally can't get any lore, 2 lore. So kind of like Super Goof. When he challenges, he gets 2 lore. So giving everybody kind of like that Super Goof ability. And the flavor text is, don't forget, the purple unicorn is mine, which makes me think, who is the purple unicorn? I don't think there are any unicorns that we know of yet, but I guess I'll have to keep an eye out on the other cards. I haven't looked through these cards ahead of time. I just downloaded all of them, so I'm seeing them with you guys. I don't know what the purple unicorn is. Okay, next we have a bunch of cards from Brother Bear, which I have to admit is in that period of Disney where I did not watch any of the movies, and this is one of the ones I definitely didn't watch. I do know that it is about a bear, obviously. And then spoiler alert, I kind of know the plot. I believe the plot is like character like kills the bear and then gets turned into a bear, and then he befriends another bear, and he finds out that the bear he befriended, like the bear's brother died, and that was the one that that person had killed before he was turned into a bear. It's very like kind of like brave, actually. I feel like a little bit in that way. So I vaguely know that. There's like human people, and then there's bears, and then there's a human that gets turned into a bear, and he happened to have killed one of the bears. Bear he befriended. Yeah, that's what I know about the movie. Yeah. But maybe because there's cards, I may watch the movie now. Okay, so there is this card. Denahi, Avenging Brother. 5 cost, uninkable card in Ruby, 7/5. Quest for 2. So pretty strong. Other cards we have in this 5 cost area would be like Maui, who's a 6/5. That Hercules, that's a 7/3. Also uninkable. But this one quests for 2, but it does not have Reckless or Rush. So you have to wait for it to dry. And this flavor text says, you'll pay for what you've done. I'll track you all the way to the Azurite Sea if I have to. Next, we have Kenai, Big Brother. 2 cost inkable card, 1/4. Quest for 1, and it has Brothers Forever. While this character is exerted, your character's name, Coda, can't be challenged, which is like, oh, so cute. She's protecting his little brother, Coda. And then his flavor text says, you have to look after your little brother, no matter how big a pain he is. What can I say? And then next we have Coda, 2 cost inkable, talkative cub. He's a 2/1, so just a little baby boy. And he quests for 2, so that's pretty good. Normally when we get a 2 cost, it's a 2/2 quest for 2. I mean, it doesn't have any special ability. But this one, his ability is tell everybody, during opponent turns, you can't lose lore. So this kind of does like an anti all those Ruby cards that are like Lady Tremaine, Aladdin, where it's like you play this character, your opponent loses lore, that kind of thing. Or also that Amethyst Ursula from that one, at 7 cost, she also makes people lose lore. So this would be like an anti that. And his flavor text says, I mean, I don't want to brag or nothing, but I got some moves. And I assume this is him dancing. He does look like he has moves. Next, we have Rut, 4 cost inkable card, Northern Moose. He's a 3/4 and quests for 1 and has support. And his flavor text says, let's find some nice twigs, eh? I could use a snack. And his card links up with this card, Took. Northern Moose, also Northern Moose, 4 cost inkable 4/4, quests for 1, vanilla card, and says, I love a snack, but I'm kind of tied up right now. And it looks like they've been caught in the streamers from Shimmering Skies. And the last card for Brother Bear would be this 2 cost inkable in Sapphire, Tanana, Wise Woman, 1/3. And her ability is, your brothers need guidance. When you play this character, you may remove up to 1 damage from chosen character or location, and she quests for 1. It's kind of cool that she can remove damage from a location as well as a character, although pretty weak. I don't think she would be a card you would play on too, because the likelihood that you have a location out that also has damage, or a character out that has damage but is not banished, is kind of low. So, okay, next we have Cinderella. And this is the first card, I think, that was revealed in Shimmering Skies, besides the one that came in the Ursula game. And it was revealed during the Atlanta DLC. It is Invited to the Ball, a 2 cost uninkable action in Amber, and it says, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. Put revealed character cards into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So probably really good, I mean, potentially really good in a Mufasa deck, because you're likely to hit characters, but also might be bad in a Mufasa deck, because if Mufasa ends up getting banished and you flip over this card, you can't play it. So yeah, and it's only 2 costs for an uninkable, so not super high risk to add to a deck. Okay, next we have a big old section of what I like to call classic Disney characters. So first we have Clarabelle, Contented Wallflower, 3 cost inkable card in Emerald, 2/3 quest for 1. Her ability is 1 step behind. When you play this character, if opponent has more cards in their hand than you may draw a card. So this is kind of like, screw your card advantage. I will also have the card advantage. I think this is a pretty cool card. Next, we have Clarabelle, Clumsy Guest. This is a 1 cost inkable card, 1/3. This is a 1 cost inkable card, 1/2, quest for 1. And her ability is Butterfinger. When you play this character, you may pay 2 ink to banish chosen item. So you can banish items from really early on as a 1 cost. If you play her on curve, Well, you would play her, and then you can't actually banish her. So she is not a card you would play on curve, actually. You would have to play her at least 3 ink. So maybe to banish a Fishbone Quill if you're playing against Sapphire, that could be good. I think kind of lackluster compared to the other Clarabelle card. Next, we have this Clarabelle card. It's Clarabelle Hoofinit. She is a 7-cost inkable card in Emerald, 5/6, quest for 2. She's Floodborn, so you can shift her for 5. And her ability is Keep Up the Pace. At the end of your turn, choose an opponent. If they have more cards in hand than you, draw until you have as many cards in hand as them. So similar to that first Clarabelle card we saw, however, I think more targeted towards a multiplayer game. All right, moving on from Clarabelle, we have Daisy Duck, Donald, Date. A 1-cost uninkable card, 1/4, quest for 2. Whenever this character quests, each opponent reveals the top card of their deck. If it is a character card, they may put it in their hand. Otherwise, they put it in the bottom of their deck. This is a very interesting card. The fact that Daisy is 1/4 as a 1-cost is pretty big. So it would take she would survive probably for at least 1 turn, if not 2. Because even like a Fire the Cannon or a Baboon can't take care of her, and then you have to get to 3 ink before you play a Smash, and that doesn't get rid of her. She could be brawled at 3 ink. Yeah, so some hyper aggro stuff from Daisy. Okay, moving on from Daisy, we go to Donald, Pie Slinger. So Donald is a 5-cost inkable card, 3/6, quest for 1. He shifts for 4. He has 2 abilities, Humble Pie. When you play this character, if you use Shift to play him, each opponent loses 2 lore. So that Coda card would protect you from that. Raging Duck. When an opponent has 10 or more lore, this character gets +6. So he becomes a 9/6. So he could take care of pretty much every single location we currently have. And I think every single character we currently have. And he also has an enchanted version. Ta-da! Which looks pretty dope, I would say. Yeah. Go Donald. Okay, next we have, I wasn't sure where to put this, if he was classic Disney or if he was like DuckTales. So Linwood Von Drake, self-proclaimed genius, 5-cost inkable card, 4/4, quest for 3. He says, so you see, there's a dark void at the edge of Lorcana, a complete absence of electromagnetic radiation. What's it made of? I don't know. The light's just gone. Kaput. More mystery. What's beyond Lorcana? Are we going to go there? Because I feel like in set 2 into set 3, they were like, oh, what's out there? It was the Inklands, and we went into the Inklands, and now they're all talking about this like edge of Lorcana stuff, like with the Prince Eric card from set 4 and or maybe set 3 that was, and all the Ursula stuff about like edge of Lorcana. So I feel like maybe we might go past the edge. Who knows? Who knows? Next, we have these super cute Mickey and Minnie cards. So there's Mickey Mouse Enthusiastic Dancer, 4-cost inkable, 2/4, quest for 2. And he has the ability Perfect Partners. When you have a character named Minnie Mouse in play, this character gets +2 strength, which is like also cute. He becomes stronger because Minnie's there. And his favorite tech is he loves to share the spotlight with the star like Minnie. And then the corresponding Minnie card, so they kind of like piece together. Minnie Mouse, Dazzling Dancer, 3-cost inkable card, 2/4, quest for 1. Her ability is Dance Off. Whenever this character or one of your characters named Mickey Mouse challenges another character, gain 1 lore. And her flavor text is, she doesn't seek the spotlight seeks her, which is just so Minnie. We also got this Minnie card. Okay, so this is Minnie Mouse, Compassionate Friend in Amber. She is a 4-cost inkable card with 1 strength, 5 willpower, quest for 2. And her ability is a Small Remedy. Whenever this character quests, you may remove up to 2 damage from chosen character. So she's got a little potion in her hand. It kind of looks like maybe what Dr. Sweet was making in set 3. Maybe he gave her some. So more healing from Amber. Next, we got a bunch of really cool Pete cards. So there's this 3-cost uninkable Pete in Steel, 1/3, quest for 1, and his ability is Repeat. You can exert him, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a character named Pete, you may play it for free. So you definitely need to be playing a deck with a lot of Petes for this to even have any sort of working ability. And his flavor text is, he'll have you seeing double. And then we also have this Steel Pete card, which is Pete Game Referee. I like that his name in Italian is not Pete. It is Cambadile. No, Anyways, 3 cost inkable card, 3 strength, 3 willpower, 1 lore. His ability is Whistle. When you play this character, opponents can't play actions until the start of your next turn. So that means they also can't play song, kind of like a Tiana, plus more. So I think this card will get some play for sure. And then next we have, next we have this Pete. So Pete, Steamboat Rival. It is a 7 cost inkable card in Ruby, 6/6, quest for 2, and his ability is Disappear. When you play this character, if you have a character named Pete in play, you may banish chosen opposing character. So definitely also synergy for a Pete deck. And fun fact, this card is, you can line it up with the Mickey Mouse Steamboat Pilot card, and they line up perfectly. So that's always, I think, something very cool to see in Lorcana. So that's it for the classic Disney cards. Then we have this card in DuckTales, another Magicka card. So 4 cost inkable in Amethyst, 2/5, quest for 1. It's Magicka Dispel, Cruel Sorceress. Her ability is Playing with Power. During your opponent's turn, if an effect would cause you to discard 1 or more of your cards, 1 or more cards from your hand, you don't discard. So this is very clearly an anti-Emerald deck. She would have been great as a 2 cost in this set pre-Bucky Arata. If she also had Ward, then it'd be like, screw Bucky, he doesn't, who cares? And she is holding the Trident, which looks like it's broken. Yeah. So interesting kind of links from set for Ursula stuff. Okay, next moving on to Encanto, we have Mirabelle Madrigal, 5 cost inkable card, Family Gatherer, 5/5, quest for 5 whole lore. That's so much lore. And her ability is Not Without My Family. You can't play this character unless you have 5 or more characters in play. So definitely probably needs to be like an aggro deck. And then you just hope none of your stuff dies or gets banished. And then just like end game thing for 5. She can't be Medusa. She'd have to be Tremaine. But if you can play her, that means you have 5 or more characters in play, which means Tremaine is not going to take her off. So yeah, maybe, I don't know how you would deal with her. And then her flavor text says, there's nothing we can't accomplish together. And she is also the enchanted promo card for set 5. So for set championships in set 5, you will win this promo card. And it is gorgeous. It's so pretty. And it will also be distributed to the top 8 instead of the top 4. So you will have a much higher chance of getting a Mirabelle or a enchanted promo card for set 5. It may decrease like how much they resell for, but you know, had that been happening this set, I would have already won 3 of these cards because we got knocked down top 8 every single time so far. But there's still tomorrow and the day after, so we'll see. Also in Encanto, we have Luisa Madrigal, Entertaining Muscle and Amethyst, 6 cost uninkable card, 4/8, super strong, quest for 3, vanilla card. And then her flavor text is, this is just a warm-up, folks. Wait till you see the big finale, as she is juggling her donkeys. And I like that one donkey seems to be enjoying himself and the other donkey is losing his mind. And then we also have this Camilo Madrigal card. This card, the art is so cool. I hope that maybe it's a legendary or some other sort of future playmat thing. But the swooshing of the, I don't have the art terms. The swooshing of the Shimmering Skies swooshes looks so good. Funny that this is a Camilo card because he definitely is dressed up as Bruno. So it's probably Camilo transformed as Bruno. And I think in the background is the actual Bruno, who is just like, what the heck? How are you representing me as this like guy with all the rats on his head? So a 6 cost inkable card, 3/7 in Amethyst, quest for 1, Family Copycat. His ability is Imitate. Whenever this character quests, you may gain lore equal to the lore of a chosen other character of yours. Return that character to your hand. Yeah, interesting. So kind of like a bounce because it's Amethyst, but also like he could quest for 4 lore and you could return Isabella to your hand or something like that. Be very interesting to see how this works out. Maybe an Encanto deck might actually work now. Next, we're not even halfway through. We have Frozen. So there's this Kristoff card, which is I think they said this was going to be the promo card, kind of like the Flotsam Jetsam. So 9 cost uninkable card in Amber, Kristoff Ranger Keeper, 3/7. So Same strength as that, like similar to that Pluto. I think it's a 3/8 though. But quest for 3. And he has Song of the Herd. For each song card in your discard, you pay 1 ink less to play this character. So kind of like a Chernobog for song. He also has Bodyguard. Next, we have Brooding, the Fire Salamander. 4 cost inkable card, 2/2 evasive. Quest for 2. When this character is banished, you may draw a card. So kind of like an evasive Cusco, who's more expensive. Next, we have Elsa, the 5th Spirit. 5 cost inkable card, 2/5. She has Rush. She is evasive. She can kill Diablo. She quests for 1, and she has the ability Crystallize. When you play this character, exert chosen opposing character. So you can attack opposing characters that they didn't want you to attack. Next, we have Anna. Anna, Enthusiastic Disciple. She is a 3 cost uninkable card, 1/3 quest for 1 in Amethyst. And her ability is increasing powers. When you play this character, each opponent chooses a ready character and exerts them. So she's kind of like Elsa, because Elsa can exert characters, but she isn't that great yet, and so your opponent can choose how I kind of see it. Next, we have this Anna, Mystical Majesty. Her outfit looks awesome. 7 cost uninkable card in Amethyst. 4 strength, 5 willpower, quest for 2. She can shift for 4, and her ability is Exceptional Power. When you play this character, exert all opposing characters. So she has the same ability as that genie that we talked about in the very, very beginning, and is more powerful than the Elsa from set 1, I would say. Although I don't think she's as strong in terms of strength and willpower. Next, we have a Song in Ruby, 7 cost inkable. Don't Let the Frostbite Bite. And it readies all your characters. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. And the flavor text is Let's Call It a Night. So this could be an interesting card. You could maybe challenge or quest with all your characters, and then you play the song, and then they ready, and then you challenge with all your characters. So kind of getting double use out of them. So kind of cool. We also have this location, Elsa's Ice Palace, Place of Solitude in Amethyst. 3 cost, uninkable card. You can move there for 1, 4 willpower, so kind of weak, but does get 1 passive lore, and its ability is Eternal Winter. When you play this location, choose an exerted character. While this location is in play, that character can't ready at the start of their turn. I don't see this location lasting more than 1 or 2 turns at most. It could last 2 turns if your opponent doesn't have Rush, and the one that you froze is the only character they have. So they would have to wait another turn for their new character that they played to defrost, or to dry in terms of ink. Yeah, kind of interesting. Kind of ruins their tempo. Next, we have the card that was revealed by the Illuminateers pretty recently, I think. 3 cost inkable card in Amber. It's an action called Healing Touch. Remove up to 4 damage from chosen character. Draw a card. So kind of similar to that Heal What Has Been Hurt card that we had, I think, in set 1. That's like a Rapunzel healing. But this is like healing from the rock trolls in Frozen. So the King and Queen took Anna to the rock trolls when she got blasted accidentally by Elsa, and they healed her little frozen part, but then also like made her forget all her memories. Kind of sad. And the flavor text is, the heart is not so easily changed, but the head can be persuaded. Grandpappy. And next we have Sven. 4 cost inkable card in Amber, Reindeer Steed, 3 strength, 3 willpower. He quests for 2, and he plays Reindeer Game. When you play this character, you may ready chosen character. They can't quest or challenge for the rest of their turn, which makes you think, like, what can they do? They could technically still sing, or they could just be safe and not exerted. That's it for Frozen. Next, we have Great Mouse Detective. So there is Basil, Practice Detective, 1 cost inkable card, 2/1 in Sapphire, quest for 1. He has support, so kind of boring. The flavor text is, his case is as good as solved. He has a violin. I haven't seen this movie, so I don't know how the violin plays in. I also don't know who that super adorable cute mouse is, but I hope whoever that is gets a card, because adorbs. Next, we have Basil's Magnifying Glass, 2 cost inkable card in Sapphire item. Ability is Find What's Hidden, so exert and pay 2 ink. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal an item card and put it in your hand. Put the rest on your bottom. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So kind of similar to like Scuttle or Queen, almost like Queen Diviner, but not quite as good. But you can use this every turn. So if you really need to find that lucky dime, there's a way to look for it. And his flavor text is, I say, a piece of the Hexwall crown, Basil. Like I said before, everyone's all about this crown. Next, we have looks like evil basil. I don't know. 2-cost inkable card in emerald. I mean, if it was going to be evil, it's going to be an emerald. Hypnotic deduction, which is an action. You get to draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on the top of your deck in any order. So essentially you get to draw 1, but you get to choose and also like choose what cards you don't want in your hand if you're afraid of them. Maybe if you're afraid of them discarding your cards, you can be like, oh, I really want this card next, but I don't want to have it in my hand yet in case they discard it. Interesting. Kind of interesting action. And the flavor text is a security device, easily defeated, of course. Once I make room for the crown, I can bring it to him. Who is the him? Who is the him? I mean, based on the eyes, maybe the him is Cheshire Cat? I don't know. At first I would have said Hades, but I don't know. The eyes are giving me big Cheshire Cat vibes. Is he the next evil villain? Who knows? Okay, and then next we have Radagan, Party Crasher, 7-cost, uninkable card in Ruby, 5/5. Quest for 3 is Shift 4 because he's a Floodborn. He also has Evasive, and he is Delightfully Wicked. Your damaged characters get +2 attack. Yeah, so kind of expensive. I don't know if he'll get used. We'll see. Okay, moving on to Hercules. This is so far the only card we've gotten in Hercules. It's Glimmer versus Glimmer. So we saw this scene in the trailer. 4-cost, uninkable card in Ruby action, and it says, banish chosen character of yours to banish chosen character. So essentially, I guess, your character gets an arm wrestle with the opponent's character, and they both get banished. And the flavor text says, Hades. Hades said, listen, kid, if I'm getting banished back to the lore book, you're going with me. And Hercules says, we'll see about that. So I guess they're not getting banished to the underworld. They're getting banished to the lore book. That makes sense because they're glimmers. They're getting like undrawn, I suppose. Okay, and that's it for Hercules. Next, we have Lilo and Stitch. So far, we just have this one Stitch card that they released on 6/26 day. 4-cost, uninkable card in Steel, 1/4, Team Underdog, quest for 1. And his ability is Heave Ho. When you play this character, you may deal 2 damage to chosen character. That's like a one-time use thing. I don't know how good this will be. And his flavor text says he's not the biggest glimmer on the team, but he still packs a wallop. I feel like Stitch would pack much more of a wallop than 2 damage. Stitch is indescribably strong. But maybe we'll get a cool shift for him. Next, we have Moana. So we got this card. I think they revealed pretty early on. 4-cost, uninkable card in Emerald, an action song. You're welcome. I will definitely be singing that if I ever play it. And it says, shuffle chosen character item or location into their player's deck. That player draws 2 cards. So kind of like an Yzma in Amethyst, but instead of just doing characters, you can do items and locations. So you can both use it on yourself to draw more cards, or you can use it on your opponent. We also have Hey Hey, Protective Rooster. I love the art for this. He looks so cool. So behind Hey Hey is looks like the both of the Kakamora. It looks like he may have been transformed into a Kakamora given that he's wearing a coconut. 5-cost, inkable card in Steel. He is a 4/5, quest for 2, and has the ability Bodyguard. And his flavor text is, who's the boat snack now? Referring to Maui calling him a boat snack. And then we have this card, We Know the Way, 3-cost inkable in Amethyst, action song. It says, shuffle chosen card from your discard into your deck. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it has the same name as the chosen card, you may play the revealed card for free. Otherwise, put it in your hand. The amount of times you would be able to play the revealed card for free, I think, are pretty low. Although if you're an Amethyst, you may just play a lot of Madame M's and Merlin, so possible, but probably pretty low. Next, we have Peter Pan. So we have kind of 2 Tink cards. We have this one, 1-cost inkable, break free action, deal 1 damage to chosen character of yours. They gain rush and +1 this turn. So kind of like a Vitalosphere, but worse because your character gets damaged and they only get +1. I think a Vitalosphere might be better, but I guess more expensive. And the flavor text is Tink darted from the shattered lantern in the blink of an eye. And then we also have this Tink action, 5-cost inkable in Steel. Tug of War, you either get to deal 1 damage to each opposing character without evasive, or deal 3 damage to each opposing character with evasive. So, I mean, a good tech card, I guess, if you're playing against a deck that has all these evasives. But otherwise, I don't know. I mean, there is someone in our local store that plays a lot of evasive, so this is very good against his deck. And then, now we have Pinocchio. The only Pinocchio card we got so far is this Monthro, Whale of a Whale. 5-cost, inkable card, 5/6. Quest for 1, so just a big body. That says, the greatest beast breached the surface of the Azurite Sea, and the cry went out, Monstro. I noticed that this is Azurite Sea, and so did that card from Brother Bear, and I didn't think that they were in the same universe. So maybe Azurite Sea is something in Lorcana? I don't know. That's weird. Weird. Okay, next we have Princess and the Frog. We've got this Prince Naveen card, so it's also him. In the trailer, he's playing a little ukulele player. A 4-cost, uninkable card, 3/3, quests for 2, singer 6. And his abilities, it's beautiful, no? When you play this character, you may play a song with cost 6 or less for free. So essentially, he gets to sing when he's played. That's kind of cool. Next, we have Raya. The only card we got in here so far is Namari, 9-cost uninkable card. It is Namari, Resolute Daughter. She is 5/5 and quests for 3. And her ability is, I don't have any other choice. For each opposing character that was banished in a challenge this turn, you pay 2 ink less to play this character. So like very specific times when you can play her for not a lot of ink. And she also has resist 3, which is, I think, the highest amount of resist any character has. Okay, next we have Robin Hood, where we have a ton of cards. So first we have Alan A. Dale. I feel like his name is a pun and I'm not getting it. 4-cost inkable card, 2/3, quests for 2, and he is fan favorite. Whenever you play a song, gain 1 lore. So he's like a flute. And his ability is, thank you. Now here's a little ditty from our Floodborn friends that we call Martin in the Flood, because Martin is the one that started the flood. Wow. Martin just catching strays. All right, next we have Little John Can't Cook, 1-cost, 0/4, quest for 1. And his flavor text says, you're in for a real treat, Rob. Tonight's house special is my famous outlaw grub, made from the finest whatever we could find. And this card actually matches up with that Robin Hood card, I think from set 4, where he's like laying on his like water raft thing. It's one of those ones that go together. And I think card is maybe a sleeper because he has 4 strength. So if you're on the play, he is probably surviving for at least 2 turns. You're going to get at least 2 lore, maybe 3 lore from him for free before any of your opponents can deal with it. Next, we have this Maid Marian card, Mistress of the rank 6-cost inkable card, 4/5, quest for 2. Her ability is, if the lady wills it. When you play this character, chosen opposing character gets -5 strength until the start of your next turn. So kind of like Akita, but even stronger. So real good if you're playing like Amber Emerald and you want to do an Under the Sea. This would be the card. All right, next we have a bunch of Prince John cards. So there was this card that was released during the Lorecast. This is the Lorcana one. So 4-cost inkable card, Prince John, Gold Lover, 3/4, quest for 1. His ability is Beautiful, Lovely. Tax it. You exert, play an item from your hand or discard with cost 5 or less for free, exerted. So pretty cool. You can play from both your hand and your discard. And then there's also this version of it that will come as a promo card in the Villainous game. So same card, just in a sparkly promo version. And then we also got this Prince John's Mirror, 3-cost inkable card. It's an item, and it has the ability, you look regal. If you play a character named Prince John, if you have a character named Prince John in play, you pay 1 ink less to play this item, which is like whatever. But a feeling of power, at the end of each opponent's turn, if they have more than 3 cards in their hand, they discard until they have 3 cards in their hand. This kind of prevents your opponent from getting any big card advantage against you. I feel like this is a very anti-amethyst card. And as an amethyst player currently, I don't like it. All right. And then we have Royal Tantrum. It is a 4-cost uninkable card in Sapphire in action. Banish any number of your items, then draw a card for each item banished this way. This kind of reminds me of, I think, like Lean lets you banish items to get lore. This lets you banish items to get cards. And then we have Sheriff of Nottingham, also in Sapphire, 9-cost uninkable card, 5/9, which is pretty freaking strong. And he quests for 4, so almost as much as that Mirabelle, questing for 5. Sheriff of Nottingham, Old Moneybags. So he is his ability is every little bit helps. For each item you have in play, you pay 1 ink less to play this character, and he also has support. So I think this set, there are a lot of things where, like, if you have this many discard, you pay 1 ink less. There's a lot of, like, discounting of how much ink you have to pay for certain characters. I like that he has the little sapphire icon on his little chest thing on there, and then there's the hidden Mickey and the necklace. Very cool. And then we have all the Robin Hood cards. So there is Robin Hood, Sneaky Sleuth, 5-cost inkable card, 3/5 shifts for 3. Quest for 1 has the ability Clever Plan. This character gets 1 lore for each opposing damage character in play. So it'd be really cool if you play this, and then you play a tank, damage everybody, and then you quest. We also have Robin Hood, Timely Contestant. 9-cost uninkable card, 6/6, quest for 4. There's some big questers. I feel like it's at 5. Tag me in. For each 1 damage on opposing characters, you pay 1 ink less to play this character. Also has Ward. Yeah, I can see some big ol' Robin Hood synergies. And then you could finally play Robin Bow. We also have this little Robin Hood. So this is a 2-cost inkable card in Emerald, and it is called Robin Hood Archery Competitor. He is a 2/2, quest for 1. His ability is Master Stroke. When you play this character, if an opponent has a damage character in play, you gain 1 lore. So I think all these Robin Hood cards seem to be all about damage characters. So just damage everybody and then do these things. And then we also have Sherwood Forest, Outlaw Hideaway, 2-cost inkable card, 2 to move there, 7 strength. It has Forced Home. Your character's name, Robin Hood, may move here for free. And then Familiar Terrain. Characters gain Ward and Exert, pay 1 ink, deal 2 damage to chosen damage character while here. So getting Ward is pretty cool. I think Fang also does it, but Fang also gives you Evasive. Although Fang at 4 cost with I think 2 or 3 costs to move there is very expensive, so I don't think it's seen any play. This is slightly cheaper, and if you're playing a bunch of Robin Hood, you can move there for free, so that may be good. You just move all your Robin Hoods here. They all have Ward. That's cool. Okay, next. We have Sleeping Beauty. So we got our 3 fairies. The first one is Flora, Good Fairy. 3-cost inkable card in Emerald, 2/4, quest for 1. She has Fiddle Faddle. While being challenged, this character gets +2 strength. So similar to Enchantress, I believe, also when challenged, gets +2 strength. And her flavor text is, don't fuss, dear. A flick of the wrist will turn these briars into something beautiful. And then there is Fauna, another good fairy, 5-cost inkable card, 3/7, quest for 2. And her flavor text says, the secret to a good cake is combining everything just right. Every ingredient is important, but the magic is how they work together. And then we have the last fairy, Merryweather, 1-cost inkable, 1/2, quest for 1. And her ability is Ray of Hope. When you play this character, you may pay 1 ink to give chosen character +2 attack this turn. And her flavor text is, the most beautiful color is blue, which I kind of agree with. I love both blue and purple. And she's Ray of Hope because she is the one who said that Sleeping Beauty would not die and would just fall into a deep sleep. And then other cards we have in Sleeping Beauty, we have this Prince Philip, or as he's known, Prince Philip. He is the Kingdom Swordsman. So 7-cost inkable card, 3 strength, 9 willpower, quest for 3. His abilities are Dragon Slayer. When you play this character, you may choose and banish opponent's dragon character. So potentials for that would be Maleficent Dragon. There's a Madame Mim Dragon. Oh, I feel like there's other dragons that I can't remember. There's Sisu Dragon. And his other ability is Take Advantage of the Advantage. When this character challenges a damaged character, ready him at the end of the challenge. That's kind of cool. Because he could potentially challenge again, because it just says ready him. It doesn't say that he can't quest or can't challenge. So kind of cool. We also have this Maleficent card, Fika. So Maleficent, Fearsome Queen, 8-cost uninkable card, 7/7 in Amethyst. She quests for 2 and has Shift 6. Her ability is everyone listen. When you play this character, for each character named Maleficent you have in play, return chosen opposing character item or location of cost 3 or less to their player's hand. So this may be the only, this and that Pinocchio on the run card are pretty much the only 2 item return cards that exist in Amethyst, because there's no item removal. You can just delay it maybe. And then we also got this Baby Maleficent card, 2-cost inkable, 2/2, quest for 2, vanilla card, Vengeful Sorceress. And the flavor text says, evidently my invitation was lost. How dreadful. Here, let me help with the decoration. And she's decorated with all florins, because of course she has. Okay, next we have Snow White and her 7 dwarfs, and they've all become knights this set, which is very exciting. I'm very excited about these cards. They look so cute. So first we have Snow White, Fair-Hearted, 5-cost non-inkable card. It's 3 strength, 5 willpower, quest for 3. Her ability is Natural Leader. This character gains resist +1 for each other knight you have in play. And her flavor text says, friendship is the best armor of all. And so since she's the knight and then all her dwarves are now knights, you could play that with like the musketeers. You can have like a knight deck. The synergies are in. Next you have Bashful. 4-cost inkable card, 3/4 in steel. Quest for 1. He's an adoring knight. His ability is Impress the Princess. When you have a character named Snow White in play, this character gains bodyguard. We have Doc, 2-cost, uninkable card, 1/3, quest for 1. When you play this character, you may discard your hand to draw 2 cards. So definitely don't play this on curve because you lose all your cards. But maybe when you have almost no cards, you play this one last and then you get to draw 2 cards. Next, we have 3-cost inkable card. The Dopey looks a little weird to me in this, but I think that's just me. 2/2, quest for 1. His ability is Stronger Together. When you play this character, if you have another knight character in play, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character or location. Then we have Grumpy, 3-cost inkable, 3/1, quest for 1. Boon of Resilience. While one of your knight characters is at a location, that character gains resist +2. He also has Burst of Speed. During your turn, this character gains Evasive, so anti-Diablo. Next, we have Happy, 1-cost inkable, 2/1, quest for 1. During your turn, this character gains Evasive, also anti-Diablo. He won't survive, but he's at least anti-Diablo. Next, you have Sleepy, 2-cost inkable card, 0/4, quest for 1, has bodyguard. And then the last dwarf is Sneezy, a 4-cost inkable, 3/4, quest for 1. He has Headwind. When you play this character, chosen knight characters gain Challenger +2 this turn. So I think there's a lot of interesting combinations, and maybe you could combine the Amber Dwarves of set 2, I think it is, with these Night Dwarves and make some crazy dwarf deck. It'd be pretty awesome. All right, and then we have some Queen cards. So we have this one, the Queen, Fairest in the Land, 5-cost inkable card in Sapphire, 2/6, quest for 1, can shift for 3, and has Ward. And her ability is Reflections of Vanity. This character gets +1 lore for each character named the Queen you have in play. So you would have to play a Queen deck. And I think it applies only to characters named the Queen. So specifically the Snow White Queen. It doesn't apply to like Queen of Hearts or other Queen. We also have this Queen. So this is the Queen, head of the council. 4-cost uninkable card in Sapphire, 3/2, quest for 2, and has Ward, and also has Reunite the Villains. When you play this character, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal each character named the Queen and put them in your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of the deck in any order. So also definitely a the Queen deck. I do like that she's at a table with multiple Queen. Maybe they're plotting something. Maybe it's the Queens. I don't know. I don't know who the evil person is. Okay, now we are moving on to Tangled, and literally a card was released as I was recording this, so I'm going to add it in. So first we have Rapunzel's Tower, 2-cost inkable card in Amber, 8 strength, 1 to move there, and ability is Safe and Sound. Characters get +3 strength while here. So the tower's just protecting them from the world. And the flavor text is, it's a scary world out there, Mother Gothel. You know what's scarier? Mother Gothel. We have this song card in Steel, 3-cost inkable, When Will My Life Begin, which is the first song in the movie. And it says, chosen character can't challenge during their next turn, draw a card. So you basically freeze somebody and then you get to draw a card. I think this will be good in Sealed as well. I think the draws card will be good in Sealed. And the flavor text is stuck in the same place I've always been. And then we have one of my favorite characters is Ulf, the Mime. A 4-cost inkable, 4/3, quest for 2. His ability is Silent Performance. This character can't exert to sing song, which makes sense because he's a mime. And his flavor text is his performances are unspeakably good. So the only other character we have that can't sing songs is Ariel with legs, because she also doesn't have a voice. Okay, side tangent. If you guys are not chronically online like me, there is a mime at SeaWorld that is there like prior to the SeaWorld performances that is hilarious that I see on TikTok all the time. And Ulf reminds me of him because they're both mimes. Okay, now this is the card that was released literally as I was making the video. So this is Maximus, 6-cost inkable card in Ruby. He is Maximus, champion of the team. 3 strength, 5 willpower, quest for 2. His ability is a reward worthy of a king. At the end of your turn, if you have a character in play with 5 strength or more, gain 2 lore. If that character has 10 strength or more, gain 5 lore instead. So I think maybe a red-blue deck with support oh, what if you have a support deck where like everybody does support, right? And they all give it to Olaf, Carrot Olaf, and then Carrot Olaf gives his ability is like everybody has the same strength that he has. And then you could get 20 lore if you had 4 characters that could somehow support up to Olaf. And then, yeah, I don't know. Just off the top of the dome thought. I don't know if that would work, but that would be interesting. Next, we have Emperor New Groove, one of my all-time favorite movies. Okay, so this card is called I'm Not Having Fun Anymore. It is a sapphire card, 1 cost, and it says, choose one of your characters and put into your inkwell face down and exerted. So turn these characters into Grammatala, essentially. We also have Chaka, Impressive Daughter, 4 cost inkable, 3 quests for 2. And her flavor text is, look, my tooth is even looser today. And she is one of Pacha's kids, along with Tipo, Growing Sun, 2 cost inkable card, 1/2, quest for 1. And his ability is Measure Me Again. When you play this character, you may put a card from your hand into your inkwell face down and exerted. So he's kind of like a one-time fishbone quill. And his flavor text is, Mom, I think I'm still growing. And then the mom in question is Chica, dedicated mother. A 2 cost uninkable card, 2/1, quest for 1. She has support. She also has the ability 1 on the way. During your turn, when you put a card in your inkwell, if it's the second card you put in your inkwell this turn, you may draw a card. So essentially, if you ink for your turn and then you ink with Fishbone Quill, she lets you draw another card. In this set, we also have Kronk, Security Guard, Head of Security, I should say, 7 cost uninkable card and Steel, 6/6, quest for 1, shifts for 5. And his ability is Are You on the List? During your turn, whenever your character banishes another character in a challenge, you may play a character with cost 5 less or 5 cost with cost 5 or less for free. We also Cusco, Selfish Emperor, 6 cost inkable card in Sapphire, 3/5, quest for 2. His abilities are Outplacement. When you play this character, you may put chosen item or location into its player's inkwell face down and exerted. So I think this is a very good ability because you could put their lucky dime into their inkwell face down and exerted, and they cannot get it back because currently we don't have a way to remove anything from your inkwell. Well, except for that Mufasa I spoke too soon. Except for that Mufasa, but that's at random. So if you put it in their discard, they can just get it back with the Tamatoa. But if you put it in their inkwell, they would have to rely on luck and playing Mufasa to get it back out. His other ability is by invite only, so 4 ink. Your other characters gain resist +1 at the start of their turn. And then we have one of my favorite characters, Rudy, 1 cost inkable card, 2/1, a quest for 1, vanilla card. He's the Groove Disruptor. So he, in the movie, accidentally bumps into Cusco during his theme song and then gets thrown out of a window. And his flavor text is, a luminary can't handle this much groove. We have to keep the noise down or it'll fall apart for sure. And then we also got a location, Tropical Rainforest, Jaguar Lair, 3 cost inkable card, 6 strength, 1 to move there, and gets 1 passive lore, and the ability is Snip Time. Opposing damage characters gain Reckless, so they can quest, and they must attack. So I feel like this is in vain. In the end, it has a similar effect to that Ursula's Garden, which was very useful for me in Sealed, because that one reduces everyone lore by 1, so essentially makes everybody useless to quest, so they all attack because they're reckless. But I guess being reckless is actually different because they must attack if able. And this is in the beginning of the movie where Bucky, R.I.P. Bucky, makes that balloon animal and pops it, and the jaguars don't wake up, and then Cusco goes and then wakes up all of the jaguars, and then he is chased by jaguars. All right. Speaking of that Mufasa, this is the Mufasa I'm talking about, that can return hand cards from your inkwell. So 8 costs, uninkable card, 4/9, quest for 4, and he has a Delicate Balance. When you play this character, exert all cards in your inkwell, then return 2 cards at random from your inkwell to your hand. And then he also has Everything the Light Touches. Whenever this character quests, ready all cards in your inkwell. So definitely some very cool abilities. And the art is also very, very cool. I hope this becomes an enchanted, because the flowers and the swirlies make it look like it wants to be enchanted. Also, another card that I forgot last time is this Emerald card, Remember Who You Are, 4 cost uninkable card in Emerald. If chosen opponent has more cards in their hand than you, draw cards until you have the same number. So I feel like this time Emerald has a lot of cards that are like, does your opponent have more cards than you? You can have them too. or does your opponent have more cards than you? Make them discard. Just a lot of that this time. We also got a Rafiki card, a 4-cost uninkable in Amethyst, 1/4. Quest for 2, he has Rush, and he has Surprising Skill. When you play this character, he gains Challenger +4 this turn. So basically, he is a 5/4 for 1 turn, and then he becomes a 1/4. We also got this Symbol, 1-cost uninkable in Ruby, 2/1. Quest for 1, and his ability is I Laugh in the Face of Danger. When you play this card, chosen character gets +2 attack this turn. We also got this Simba Lost Prince, a 3-cost inkable card in Steel, 2/4, quest for 1. His ability is Face the Past. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may draw a card. So a little bit of card draw for Steel. And his flavor text is, this is my kingdom. If I don't fight for it, who will? So this is obviously after he has the whole remember who you are, come to God moment with Mufasa. And decides he actually wants to protect his kingdom there. Okay, another newish card that kind of just appeared. Simba, son of Mufasa, 6-cost inkable card in Steel. He is 3/5 in quest for 1. He has shift 4, and his ability is Impressive Roar. When you play this character, banish chosen location or item. So kind of like a built-in Rise of the Titans. And then, of course, we have Scar. Vengeful Lion, 4-cost inkable card for 2. He has Ward and quest for 1, and his ability is Life's Not Fair, Is It? Whenever one of your characters challenges a damaged character, you may draw a card. We also have this Ruby Scar. This is Scar Trader, 5-cost inkable card, 6/3, quest for 2. His ability is Long Live the King. When you play this character, you may banish chosen character named Mufasa. So kind of very specific. And then we got a bunch of hyenas. So we have this one, Banzai, 2/2 inkable card in Emerald, 2/2, quest for 1, and his ability is Here, Kitty, Kitty, Kitty. When you play this character, you may exert chosen damage character. And his flavor text is, what do we got here? A little snack pack. And there's also this Banzai card, 2-cost, uninkable, 3/2, vanilla card, quest for 2. And then, of course, there's Ed, hysterical partygoer, 4-cost, uninkable card, 2/4, quest for 3, which is a lot. And his ability is Rowdy Guest. Damaged characters can't challenge this character. And his flavor text says, as far as he's concerned, there's no such thing as a bad taste, which is very accurate. You can see a hidden Mickey on the log there. Next, we have Ed Laughing Hyena, 3-cost uninkable card, 2/3, quest for 1, and his ability is Cause a Panic. When you play this character, you may deal 2 damage to chosen damage character. And his flavor text is just laughing, which is very on brand for Ed. Next, we have Shenzi, who I think we already have a card for from set 3, maybe? Either set 3 or set 4, I can't remember. 5-cost inkable card here, 3/6, quest for 1. It has Stick Around for Dinner. This character gets +1 attack for each hyena character you have in play. And then also has, what have we got here? Whenever one of your hyena characters challenges a damaged character, gain 2 lore. We also have this Shenzi, who is Shenzi's Scar's Accomplice. A 3-cost inkable card, 2/3, quest for 1, has Evasive. And also, it has the ability Easy Prey. This character gets +2 attack when challenging a damaged character. So it seems all the hyenas are good at challenging things that are already beaten down and have damage. Last but not least, we have this action card, which is The End is Near. 2-cost inkable card in Ruby. It says, choose one of your characters and ready them. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. If you choose a villain character, gain 1 lore. All right, onward towards the Little Mermaid. This is the crown that everyone is after, half little crown. So this is the one that they had in the little gold pack. 6-cost uninkable card item. An unexpected find, you can exert pay 2 to draw a card, or you can do Perilous Power, where you exert pay 2, discard a card, exert chosen character. And it says the broken crown holds dark and mysterious powers. Next, we have our other big one of lots of things is Sword in the Stone. We got a bunch of cards here. So first one is this Merlin card. 6-cost, uninkable in Sapphire, 3/7, intellectual visionary, quest for 2, shifts for 5. He has an overdeveloped brain, so when you play this character, if you use shift to play him, you may search your deck for any card and put that card in your hand and shuffle your deck. So as the Magic players would say, a tutor card, because apparently there's a tutor Hardening Tutor that does the same thing. Then we have the coolest card. This is Merlin back from the Bermuda. Merlin back from the Bermudas. 4-cost inkable card, 1/4, quest for 2 in Sapphire. His ability is Long Live the King. Your character's name Arthur gain resist +1. We also have Merlin as a turtle. Looking oh so cute. This actually does look like the turtle in Emperor's New Groove that Cusco turns into. Anyways, he is a 4-cost inkable card in Amethyst, 3/3, quest for 2. His ability is Give Me Time to Think. When you play this character and when he leaves play, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put one on the top of your deck, one on the bottom. So kind of similar, I think, to that squirrel Merlin. Next, we have Merlin's Carpet Bag. 5-cost uninkable, and it has Hockety Pockety. So you can exert and pay 1 ink, return an item card from your discard to your hand. And his flavor text is, what a way to pack, says Arthur. I don't know if this will get played because it's just that's what Tomato does anyways. And at least that one you get a body. But we also have Sir Actor, 7-cost uninkable card in steel. It is a 7/10. He is a castle lord and he quests for 3. He is otherwise a vanilla card. We also have the Sword Released, 3-cost uninkable card in ruby. It is an item. It has power appointed. At the start of your turn, if you have a character in play with more attack or more strength than each opposing character in play, each opponent loses 1 lore and you gain lore to the lore lost. So this is very good to combo with Flynn Sisu, because the whole point of Flynn Sisu is that Sisu is the strongest one. Although I feel like many of the decks are finding ways to combat that with like Lawrence and Argus and Gaston. It's kind of annoying, actually. I don't know how useful it will be. We also got another Madame Mim card. So this is a 4-cost inkable card, 3/7, quest for 1. She's an elephant. A little game. When you play this character, banish her or return chosen character of yours to your hand. So she does the little bounce thing. And she has Sneaky Move. At the start of your turn, you may move up to 2 damage counters from this character to chosen opposing character. So kind of like Belle, but each time she gets to do it. The only thing that would stop you is if they have a Vision Slab. We also got Arthur, Wart, 2-cost inkable card, 2/2, quest for 2, so that standard kind of line. And his flavor text is, that boy's got real spark, lots of spirit, throws himself heart and soul into everything he does, says Merlin. We also got Arthur Novice Sparrow, so cute. 1-cost inkable card, 2/3, has Reckless. Says, hold it boy, not so fast. Kind of good to get rid of those early aggro type decks. We also have Arthur, King Victorious, so 7-cost uninkable card. Strength is 3, willpower 6, quest for 3, shift 5, and his ability is Knighted by the King. When you play this character, chosen character gains Challenger +2 and Resist +2 and can challenge ready characters during this turn. So a lot of effects. We also got an Archimedes card. So 3-cost inkable in Amethyst, 2/2 is evasive, quest for 2. And his flavor text says, what does an owl have to do to get a little peace and quiet around here? I mean, my dude, you're during a celebration with fireworks. What do you expect? We also have this Archimedes, Electrified Owl, 5-cost inkable card, 1/4, quest for 2. Has shift 3, so you could shift it on to that previous one. Is also evasive and has Challenger +3. So good and sealed. We also have Merlin's Cottage, 1-cost inkable card in Sapphire, 7 willpower and 1 to move there. And its ability is Knowledge is Power. Each player plays with the top card of their deck face up. Interesting, right? Super interesting. Okay, moving on. We have 1 Treasure Planet card, which is Scroop. 3-cost uninkable card, 2/1. He is the Odious Mutineer. I was going to say Buttoneer. Odious Mutineer. He's evasive. He quests for 2. And his ability is Do Say Hello to Mr. Arrow. When you play this character, you may pay 3 ink to banish chosen damage character. And Mr. Arrow is the right-hand person of Captain Amelia, who Scroop cut his lifeline and he died. And then he blamed it on Jim Hawkins. Oh, what an evil die. Okay, next we have a bazillion Wreck-It Ralph cards. So let's start with the main character, Vanellope von Schweetz. We have this 1-cost inkable card, 2/2, quest for 1. In Amber, it is Vanilla. She says, look, the code may say I'm a princess, but I know who I really am. And then we have this D23 card. So 4-cost inkable, 2/4, quest for 2. Vanellope von Schweet's Sugar Rush Princess. She can shift 2, and she has I hereby decree. Whenever you play another princess character, all opposing characters get -1 until the start of your turn. And then let me show you her regular version, not D23 version. I don't know that it exists. Okay. The other Vanellope cards we have are Vanellope von Schweet's the Mechanic. She is the Sweets Mechanic. She is a 2-cost inkable card, 2/2, quest for 1. Her ability is pay to play. Whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character gets -1 strength this turn. There is also Vanellope von Schweet's the Random Roster Racer. She is a 4-cost uninkable card in Ruby, 3/3, quest for 2. She has Rush. She also has the ability Pixlexia. I was going to say Pixelalia, but it's Pixlexia. When you play this character, she gains evasive until the start of your next turn. So evasive for 1 full, your turn, their turn, back to yours. Also in this world, we have Taffeta Mutton Fudge, Ruthless Rival. This is a 2/2, a 2-cost quest for 2, very vanilla card. Her flavor text is, there's not a glimmer that can keep up with me. You might as well quit now. Another Taffeta Mutton Fudge, 1-cost inkable, 1/2, quest for 1. Her ability is Showstopper. When you play this character, if you have a location in play, each opponent loses 1 lore. And her flavor text says, never lose sight of where you're going, second place. We also have Taffeta Mutton Fudge, the Sour Speedster. 4-cost inkable card, 3/3, quest for 1, shifts for 2. And her ability is New Roster. When this character moves to a location, gain 2 lore. So you could play this one, right, on 1. And then I guess you would play a location on 1, maybe this on 2. And then your opponent would lose the lore. And then you shift to this, and then you keep moving to different locations, and you gain 2 lores. So you really only just need 2 locations and just to go in between the 2. All right, the other racers we have are Rancis Lugger Butter, 4-cost inkable card for 4, quest for 1, pretty vanilla. Ingredients are butter, sugar, unsweetened chocolate, vanilla, and arrogance. We also have Nowana Rainbow, 3-cost uninkable card, 2/4, quest for 1, has Rush. When it comes to racing, she never gets cold feet. And then the location where they're all racing is Sugar Rush Speedway, 1-cost inkable card, 5 willpower, and costs nothing to move there. So you could move, if you have 2 of these, you can move that Taffeta Muffin Fudge right in between the 2 and just keep gaining 2 lore that way. And its ability is on your marks. Once per turn, you may exert chosen character here and deal them 1 damage to move them to another location for free. So you could do that until Taffeta Mutton Fudge has no more willpower left. And then other heroes in this, we have Wreck-It Ralph, Demolition Dude, 3-cost inkable, 1/4, quest for 1. His ability is Refreshing Break. Whenever you ready a character, gain 1 lore for each 1 damage on him. We also have the other Wreck-It Ralph, 7-cost uninkable card in Amber, Admiral Andrepan, 6 strength, 7 willpower, quest for 2. I've got the coolest friend. When you play this character, return a character card from your discard to your hand. If that character is a princess card, gain 2 lore. So obviously he could go in the princess deck. If he must give a victory speech, he'll keep it brief. And then let's talk about Turbo, the villain. So 2-cost, uninkable card, 2/3 in Ruby, quest for 1, has Rush, also has Game Jump. This character also counts as being named King Candy for Shift. Because spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, Turbo, his game is getting shut down, so he hacks into Vanellope's game and becomes King Candy and rewrites the code, or cuts out the part of the code that says she's part of the game. So King Candy, 1-cost inkable card in Sapphire, Sovereign of Sugar, 2/2, quest for 1, pretty vanilla, and his flavor text says, my sweet subjects, I can, without a pinch of hesitation, assure you that I have never been so happy. And we also have this King Candy, 5-cost uninkable card in Sapphire, 3/3, quest for 2, shifts for 3, changing the code. When you play this character, you may draw 2 cards, then put a card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. So essentially you're drawing a card. And then we also have Felix, who is part of Wreck-It Ralph's game. He is the good guy, where Wreck-It Ralph is the bad guy in their game, even though in the whole movie franchise, Wreck-It Ralph is a good guy. 2-cost inkable card, 1/3, quest for 1, and his ability is Oh My Land. When you play this character, if you have a location in play, draw a card. And his ability is I don't think I've seen anything as sweet as this. We also have this Felix, Fix-It Felix Jr., Nice Land Steward, 5-cost inkable card for 5, quest for 1, shifts for 3, and then building together, your locations get an additional 2 willpower. So potentially your strongest location with willpower 9 could become willpower of 11. And that is very hard to deal with. That's like 2 Maui's worth. We also have Fix-It Fix-It Felix Jr. Trusty Builder, 3-cost inkable card, 2/4, quest for 1, and has Bodyguard. And says, golly, this place is gonna take some real fixing. You know what I haven't seen is Fix-It Felix's girlfriend. I forgot her name, but she's voiced by Jane Lynch, and she's in the game that's where they're killing the alien bugs. It's more Halo-esque, I suppose. We also had a location in this set, which is Badanon Villain Support Center, 3-cost inkable card, 7 willpower, 2 to move there, and passively gets 1 lore. So there's no one I'd rather be than me. Villain characters gain Exert, pay 3 ink, play a character with the same name as the character for free while here. So if your villain character is there, you can basically pay 3 ink for something that's much more expensive. I think that is it for Wreck-It Ralph. Move on to Zootopia, the last franchise. So we have Gazelle, the pop star, 3-cost inkable card, 2/3. She quests for 2, and she is Singer 5, voiced by Shakira. We also have Zootopia's theme song, Try Everything, 4-cost inkable song in Amber. Remove up to 3 damage from chosen character and ready them. They can't quest or challenge for the rest of this turn. However, they could sing. And the flavor text is, I want to try even though I could fail. Just part of the lyrics. And it shows little Judy hops on the train on her way to Zootopia. And we also have a very cool card, Night Howler Rage, 3-cost inkable in Emerald. And it says, draw a card. Chosen character gains Reckless during their next turn. And the flavor text is, I think someone is targeting predators on purpose and making them go savage, says Judy Hops. And it shows, I think her name is Mary. What is her name? Name is, she's the assistant to the mayor, and her name is Bellwether. And she's the lamb, and she just wants to frame the predators so the prey can get in power. And she has these rams that are basically like Walter White, making this using these night howler flowers to make this serum. Okay, that is it for the franchises. Now we have the little kind of specific stuff. So there is the Amber Chromicon 2-cost inkable card item. It has Amber Light. You exert it, remove up to 1 damage from each of your characters. And the inscription says, comfort the weak and weary. Very Hufflepuff, if I do say so myself. Next, we have Amethyst Chromicon, 2-cost inkable card. You can exert, and each player may draw a card. And it says, seek not power for its own sake. Also, if you've watched my Hogwarts ink, that is something that Dumbledore would say. Next, we have this Emerald one, 3-cost uninkable. Emerald Light, during opponent's turn, whenever one of your character is banished, you may return chosen character to their player's hand. So it kind of makes all your characters into Prince Eric. And it says, trust in the winds of change. Next, we have the Ruby Chromicon, 1-cost Ruby Chromicon, a 1-cost inkable card, Ruby Light. Exert, chosen character gets +1 strength this turn. Leave fear behind. Gryffindor. The Sapphire Chromicon, 4-cost uninkable card, has powering up. This item enters play exerted, and also Sapphire Light. So exert, pay 2 ink, banish one of your items, gain 2 lore. So essentially a built-in gleam. And it says, knowledge is eternal. Very Ravenclaw. And then last but not least, we have Steel, 6-cost uninkable card. Exert, deal 1 damage to chosen character. I don't know if this is going to get played. It's very expensive. Strong in will, strong in battle. Kind of like Voldemort. Okay, we have one location from it's called the Great Illuminary, Radiant Ballroom. 3-cost uninkable card, 3-cost inkable card, 9 strength, 2 to move there, and warm welcome. Characters with support get +1 lore and +2 strength while here. So very specific to a lore, to a support deck. Next, we have this Queen Sensor Core. I wasn't sure if I should put this with the Queen or just to put in this down part. So 2-cost inkable card in Amber. It's an item. It has Symbol of Nobility. At the start of your turn, if you have a princess or queen character in play, gain 1 lore. Also has Royal Switch. You can exert and pay 2 ink, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a princess or queen card, you may put it back. You may put it into your hand, otherwise put it on top of your deck. We also have this Potion of Strengths, which is a ruby 1-cost. It says Disgusting Concoction. You pay 1 ink, banish this item. Chosen character gets +3 strength this turn. If a villain character is chosen, they get +4 strength this turn. Also have Plate Armor, 4-cost uninkable card in Steel, well crafted. Exert, chosen character gains resist +2 until the start of your next turn. So kind of similar to Mouse Armor. We have the Obscurosphere. I keep trying to say Obscurus from Harry Potter. It's not what it is. But 1 cost inkable card in Emerald. It has Extract of Emerald, 2 ink. You banish this item, your characters gain board until the start of your next turn. Also have this Medal of Heroes, 2 cost inkable in Sapphire. It says, congratulations, soldier. You can exert, pay 2 ink, banish this item. Chosen character of yours gets +2 lore this turn. And it has the flavor text, you have etched in the Rock of Virtue, a legacy beyond compare. Said by General Hologram. Who is General Hologram? I don't know. In Amber, we also have Healing Decanter, 2 cost inkable card. It has Renewing Essence, so 2 you exert, you can move up to 2 damage from chosen character. And I think that is it. Okay, so that is it for all the cards. I know it was a lot. My throat is so parched from reading all of those cards, but hopefully me going through them helps you to go through them so that we can all be ready for when set 5 comes out. I will do in the last video, I think, of all the new cards that come out between now and when set 5 comes out. I'm assuming we're going to have another like chaos chat with Rochelle. And so, yeah, that's it. As always, keep shuffling. Hopefully you don't end up with a whole handful of non-inkables like me. If you're looking for our TCG store, it's probably going to be closed until after Gen Con, so that first weekend in August, just because we're going to be away and we don't want people to order stuff and then not get it. So if you're seeing this after like August 4th, 2024, check out our TCG Player Store. If you're seeing it before that, it's closed. Okay, all right, bye.